because you had lots of time to do this. Our least common multiple of 5 and 10, what did you decide? 10. So something out of 10 plus something out of 10. This is already out of 10, so that's what I'm writing. We should be at a level 0. 5 times what is 10? 2. What's 4 times 2? 8. What's 8 plus 9? 17. So I have 17 tenths. How many groups of 10 can I take out? 1, and I have 7 remaining because one group is 10. So you should have said 1 and 7 tenths. What's my least common multiple here? 6. We did do 1 through 6 together. So 4, what do I do to the 3 to make it a 6? Times by 2. Tempest in Brooklyn, you should be focused and paying attention to what we do to change our fractions. Whatever I do to the bottom, I must do to the top. McKenna, why don't you leave now if you can't get it together? 2 times 1 is 2. What is 4 minus 2? What can I divide them both by? 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So your answer should be 1/3. What's your least common multiple between 12 and 4? 12. Guys, there's way too much talking going on. What do I need to multiply by 4 to get 12? 3. What's 2 times 3? 6. What's 3 plus 6? 9. What can I divide both 9 and 12 by? 3. 3/4. Again, I have a 12 and a 6. 6 can go into 12, so they can both be out of 12. This is staying the same. So I have 5/12 minus, what do I multiply the 6 by to get 12? 2. What can it go? 1 times 2 is 2. 5 minus 2 is 3. Our denominator stays the same. What do I divide them both by? Guys, you should know your multiples. These should be... This one gets pretty difficult. The least common multiple they have is when we multiply them by each other. So 8 times 9 is 72. So I have to multiply the 8 by 9 and the 2 by 9. What's 9 times 2? And I had to multiply the 9 by 8, so I have to multiply the 3 by 8. What's 3 times 8? 8 times 4 is, 8 plus 4 is 12. Carry the 1, 2, 3, 4. 42 72nds. I know I can divide them by 2. So let's start there. I should be able to actually divide them by 6. So 7/12. No. What do I multiply the 4 by? 2. 2 times 1 is 2. 2/8 minus 1/8 is 1/8. I think the least common multiple we have for these is 7 times 6. which is 42. We're adding these. So I had to multiply the 7 by 6. So 6 times 6 is 36. I had to multiply the 6 by 7. So 2 times 7 is 14. 50 over 42. So we can take one group of 42 out, which is 8 42nds. I can divide them both by 2. 1 and 4 21sts. We have to multiply these two things. So 3 times 7. So we have 7 21sts minus 7 times 3. 3 21sts is equal to 4 21sts. And finally, this is times 5 times 5, 35 40ths plus I'm looking at my screen, which is the same. It would be real messy otherwise. 4 times 8 is 32. So I have 67 40ths. One group and 27 40ths. Because I would be subtracting 40. All right, so today we are starting to get a little bit difficult. We're going to go back and do some of the more difficult things. So this is page 6 in your packet. In your packet. So if you recall, on page 5, we were writing all mixed numbers as improper fractions, finding the least common multiple, rewriting the fractions, adding and subtracting the numerators and keeping the denominators, and then simplifying. So let's look at what, with addition, we don't necessarily have to change them to improper fractions, but we can because it's good practice. So what's 2 times 2? 4 plus 1 more is 5. So this is 5 halves, and this is still 1/6. So we need to find a common multiple between the 6 and the 2. Hi. Okay. Okay, thanks. Thank goodness. So we are going to make these both out of 6. Okay. Yes. Kaylin, Dr. Dwyer. Office. Plus something out of 6. So this is going to stay the same. What do I multiply by 2 to get 6? 3. So that's what I'm multiplying by 5. Now I'm adding my numerators. 1 plus 15. 16, 6. How many groups of 6 can I take from 16? If I take 2, 2 times 6 is 12. That's a remainder of 4 6. These are both even, so I can divide them both by 2? I was gonna say 2 and 2/3 should be your final answer. It is a lot of work. All right. Let's try this one without changing these to improper fractions. So let's just look at our fraction part first. 5/8 plus 11/12. Well, 12, 24, 8 goes into 24, so we can do them both out of 24. 8 times what is 24? So something you should know. 8 times 3 is 24. So 5 times 3 is 15. 12 times what is 24? 2. So 11 times 2 is 22. 22 plus 15 is 37/24. Take out that group. Hi, Dr. Dwyer. All right, so if I take one group of 24 out, I have 13/24. Is that what you're saying? But I have to add that to 3 and 5. What's 3 plus 5? 8 plus one more makes 9. All right. We have to do what's in parentheses first. So, what is a common multiple between 3 and 2? 6? 3 times 2, so 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 3, so 3 times 3 is 9. So this is what? What's 9 plus 2? 11. 11/6 plus, let's write this as a improper fraction. 4 times 1 plus 3. What is a common multiple? That's a common factor. We need to get the bottoms straightened out. They need to be the same. So this is equal to something out of 12 plus something out of 12. 6 times 2 is 12, so 11 times 2 is 22. 4 times 3 is 12, so 3 times 7 is 21. 21 plus 22 is 43/12. So I can take 3 groups out, which is 36. 4 plus 3 more is 7. 7/12. Yes. Question. 43 minus 36 is 7 out of 12. 43 minus 36 is 7. I know, it all split off. All right. Remember, with addition and subtraction, we go from left to right. So we have to start here with this 4/5 minus 1/10. What multiple do they have in common? 10. So 5 times 2. So 4 times 2 is 8. 8/10 minus 1/10 is equal to 7/10. 7/10 plus, let's just add it to 3/8 for now. The first multiple that they have in common, 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, is a multiple of 10. So this times 4, 7 times 4 is 28. This times 5 is 40. So 3 times 5 is 15. 5 plus that 8 makes 13. 43 40ths. So this takes one more group added to that 4 makes 5 wholes. And 3 40ths. All right, so here they're just adding or they're subtracting or they're adding or I'm not sure what they're doing in that last one. All right, but let's look at lots of practice here. I am for real right now. So we're going to work on these over the next couple days for practice. Guys, the only way you're going to get better at these is if you try them and you make sure you know what you're doing. You have to know how to add and subtract fractions. We're going to be adding in decimals and integers soon. Stop. Get busy. So we need to be really solid at these adding and subtracting of fractions before we can move on, okay? I don't know. He bought it at somewhere. All right. So this is page 7. We're working on page 7. We'll go over a few tomorrow. We'll work some more tomorrow. So each set goes together. These letters go with these numbers. These letters go with these numbers. These letters go with these numbers. So work as a set. Do these letters and 6, 15, 4, 9, and 12 first. Save it.